Waiting in the Silence, the audio drama. Based on the novel by Rosalind Byrne. Episode 4, Mrs. Wyatt.
Good morning, Sunflower.
The visitor is standing on the sidewalk in front of Granddad's porch, holding on to a bicycle. A black hat perched low on her head partially obscures her face. Sunglasses cover her eyes. Her wrinkled skin is deep browned and creviced. Gray braids hang down over each shoulder.
You must be here for my grandfather, Albert Roach. Most of his visitors go under their hoods to visit with them, but I'll see if I can get him to come out.
I'm here to see you, Oriana.
To see me? But why?
I'm just checking to see how you're doing.
The elderly woman reaches into her pocket and pulls out a handful of cherries, extending her hand.
Have some?
No, thank you.
Your choice. Ooh, that's yummy. Produce coming out of the foundry tastes more and more authentic all the time.
I wouldn't know. I've never eaten other food.
What's that you doing?
This? Knitting a scarf.
And who taught you how to do that, my dear?
No one. I learned it from under my hood.
That's tricky work. Must come natural to you. Your mama made beautiful things with wool yarns.
She did?
Oh, yes. Rebecca was quite a craftsperson, throwing pottery and all. But her specialty was millinery.
What?
Hats. Your mama was especially talented at making women's hats. Come to think of it, she made this hat I'm wearing.
Mrs. Wyatt takes off her sunglasses and her hat and hands the hat to Oriana.
You look familiar, but...
You don't recognize me? I was with you at Temple during the retrieval of your eggs.
That was years ago.
You were looking well. How have you been?
I'm okay, I guess. They put Papa in the facility, so I moved in here with my grandfather.
I'm sure he appreciates your company.
Maybe. He's mostly under his hood.
You don't say. Well, that's too bad, isn't it? Wasting time under there when he could be spending it with you.
What else do you know about my mother?
Rebecca was a sweet lady. Quite beautiful. And smart, too. We spent a lot of time together in Temple holding hands of anxious young girls. Back then, volunteers like your mama and me were allowed to assist with the retrievals. That's where we became best friends.
My father told me that. Did you know him too?
Oh, yes, Gardner Roach. Your father was well respected as a Nantucket veterinarian. He had a reputation for being exceptionally good at his work, but was known to be grouchy at times.
Grouchy. That's generous.
I'm so sorry, Oriana, about what happened to your father. What a lonely time this must be for you.
It's been 10 years. I'm starting to forget what he looked and sounded like.
A lot like you, Sunshine. He was bright-eyed like you, and had that same inquisitive expression.
Would you like some lemonade, Mrs. Wyatt? I made some fresh this morning.
No, thank you, dear heart. But how'd you like to come with me for a bike ride?
I don't have one of those.
You can ride with me on this one. See back here? There's a place for a passenger.
Mrs. Wyatt points to the small platform mounted behind her seat, designed for carrying a basket or hauling small packages.
I don't think so.
Come on now. You've no reason to worry. I'll have you back here before you know it. There's somewhere I think you might want to see, since you're asking about your mother.
Okay, I just let Granddad know I'll be gone for a while.
You're both VISHNEW fineths. Can't you talk to him directly?
When Papa pulled out the wires and tubes, it damaged the circuitry. They couldn't restore it safely. I'm only partially connected now.
Oriana finds Granddad under his hood, hollering and shivering, with his hands clasped together as if holding on for dear life.
Granddad? Granddad, what in heaven's name is going on with you? Come out from under there for a moment. I need to talk with you.
Get back, girl. It's no place for the likes of you out here.
Out where?
Move away. I'm telling you, it's too dangerous.
Let me guess. You're back on that ship, shackled and jammed into the lower deck in a dark, putrid compartment with other enslaved men. Why do you insist on doing that to yourself, Granddad?
Nope. It's a whaling ship this time, and a famous one at that. I'm out on the Essex lending a hand, and we're under attack by a sperm whale. So, leave me alone for a few hours, would you?
Oriana places her knitting on the kitchen table and makes her way back outside to Mrs. Wyatt.
I'm ready to go.
Well, good. Get on behind me now and take hold.
Sliding her arms around Mrs. Wyatt's waist and across her stomach, Oriana props her chin on Mrs. Wyatt's broad shoulder.
Whoa, are you sure you can manage with me on this too?
Of course.
They wobble a bit, then find their balance, moving along the cobblestone streets of Nantucket town, across Center Street to India, over Liberty Street to Maine, out Pleasant and over York to the Five Corners. They stop in front of an historic white clapboard structure.
What is this place?
Way, way back, they called this community New Guinea. But only 2 buildings remain from that town. The house over there was built by a black man named Seneca, a formerly enslaved person. And this one is the African meeting house. Hop off, and I'll show you where I first met Rebecca.
Mama was here? Why?
Let's sit down under this tree, and I'll tell you all about that. Not much left of it now, but this was once a magnificent tree, a real beauty in its day. I call it the miracle tree because the old girl survived the great storms.
Like Emmanuel's tree. It survived too.
Oh, do tell.
Never mind. That was a long time ago. Granddad still talks about the great storms.
The people of the world acted as if this earth was only here to serve human desires. We children of the light are still paying for it.
People of the world? Children of the light? Those are old Quaker expressions, aren't they? Are you a Quaker, Mrs. Wyatt?
I do my share of shaking and quaking, Sunflower, and I know the power of silence do, but I never bowed my head in the company of any formal group. He never will.
My father is from an old Quaker family that had settled in Rhode Island, then came to Nantucket. Papa never went to the meetings for worship. He said he had put his faith in Mother Nature.
I'm with Gardner on that.
Why do you use the title Mrs.? It's archaic. Mates don't use that term.
Where I come from, we call it marriage.
What do you mean? Where did you come from? How did you end up here?
I came from Martha's Vineyard. As to how I got to Nantucket, well, that's a story with a tragic ending for another time.
You were going to tell me about my mother and why she was here at the African meeting house.
Indeed I was. Now let's see. I guess I'll begin by explaining it this way. When VISHNEW first emerged, women who insisted on remaining independent women were ostracized. We formed an alliance, so to speak, and would gather here in the meeting house to share our stories. One night your gorgeous mother walked into our gathering. I'll always remember. She was wearing a wide, white hat and a yellow dress. So elegant and dignified she was.
That's very interesting to me.
She was a most interesting woman, Oriana. Rebecca told us about her Nantucket origins and her genetic connection to the Sadie Lee.
Who's that?
Sadie Lee was your grandmother's great-great-grandmother. Don't you know about her, Sunflower? She was one of the most beautiful women on the island, a black woman who was born into slavery and brought here by a whaler from the Carolinas. When that whaler decided to sell Sadie Lee, one of the Friends meeting members purchased her and immediately freed her.
That's good.
Well, it got complicated. Sadie Lee ran off with a Wampanoag tribal man. He blessed her with pregnancy, but died before their baby was born. Poor Sadie. She was expelled from meeting. Not so much because of being pregnant and unmarried, but on account of her association with one of the world's people.
Mrs. Wyatt shifts from a seated position to laying on the ground, placing her hands under her head and gazing at the clouds floating by.
She's coming back, you know. You'll see. She's coming back through you.
Who's coming back, Mrs. Wyatt? What do you mean, through me?
I've been seeing her around you. She'll be coming along when the time is right.
No wonder the Islanders think you're weird. You have some strange ideas, that's for sure. Granddad's probably waiting for me to come back. I'd better get going.
Oriana stands, brushing off the dirt clinging to her bottom.
Weird, you say? I've been called much worse.
Mrs. Wyatt sits up, struggling to stand. Oriana offers a hand and helps her to her feet.
I'll walk home. It's not far from here.
Don't be silly. Hop on. I'll get you home lickety-split.
It's dusk by the time they arrive back at the house on Broad Street. Granddad is sitting on the front porch, waiting for Oriana.
What are you doing out here, Granddad? It's getting chilly.
Oh, just sitting here reminiscing.
About what?
About the good old days before you were born.
Oh, should I take this personally?
No, I'm talking about the days before the great storms, even before your father was born.
What was so good about back then?
Good and crowded is what it was. In the high season, this place was mayhem. The car traffic was packed so tight you could hardly drive, or even walk for that matter. There were long lines at the restaurants and crowds of tourists everywhere. And it was loud, I'll tell you what. With the ferries coming and going, blowing their horns from early morning until night.
I thought you liked the sound of the ferry.
I did, and I miss it all. The grocery stores, the library, town hall, package stores, the post office and churches, all right around here.
And I've never heard of a package store or a library. And what's a post office?
Obsolete is what it is. They all are. Now we've got the Institute for Expansive Realities, where hoods are made. The Molecular Foundry for doing something they call macromolecular synthesis for food production. Then there's the facility, where your father is. Even island security is different now, with its hovercrafts and robots and all. Down the road a bit, where the supermarket used to be, is the biomaterial lab, for growing replacement limbs and wombs and all. My hardware store went out of business, you know.
Not a Nantucket I would recognize, huh, Granddad?
The only thing that's the same is that bell ringing in the clock tower of what used to be the Second Congressional Church.
Oriana snuggles up close to Granddad, putting her head on his shoulder and trying to imagine the past he describes. But she sits upright when a woman walks past. The thickening fog and fading light make it difficult for Oriana to make out who she is.
Who's that?
Who's who?
The woman who just walked by. Did you recognize her?
What are you talking about?
How could I have seen her and you didn't? You've even got VISHNEW enhanced vision.
Maybe you see things that I can't, old girl. I'm beginning to think you may have the other kind of sight.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're seeing someone I'm not, then it's another kind of vision for the unseeable, I guess. Your grandmother had something like that. She used to say there were folks walking up and down the street wearing black cloaks and top hats from hundreds of years ago. Didn't mean a thing to me. I just let her go on about it, figuring she was just seeing different is all.
I've never wanted to be different, Granddad. It's lonely.
Yes, I suppose it is. You've sure had more than your share. I'm gonna call it a day and head for bed. See you in the morning, Ori.
Oriana tucks a foot under her thigh and uses her other foot to swing herself on the glider. She stares out at the empty streets, wrapped in the deafening quiet of an autumn evening.
Oriana,
Who's there?
it's me.
Emmanuel?
I'm so sorry, Oriana. I didn't mean to startle you.
Emmanuel sits by her side and takes hold of her hand, but she pulls her hand away.
What are you doing here? Where have you been? Have you been locked inside your parents' house all this time since we were last together? It's like you just disappeared.
He strokes her hair and kisses her forehead.
I was with my parents for 3 more years. Then they moved me into the facility.
What? You too? Why? What did you do?
I turned 18 and my mother had an out, that's what.
Emmanuel, I was able to see you from under my hood every day during those 3 years. Then one day you weren't there. Gone. I didn't know where to find you. I've looked for you everywhere under there. Every day.
You have, Oriana? You've been thinking of me, remembering me.
Of course, Emmanuel. You were my best friend. My only friend.
Me too. Every day of those 3 years inside my parents' house, I'd go under my hood hoping that there'd be a glitch and that we'd be able to speak with, be with each other. When they started to let me out again at night, I'd walk past your house hoping you might be outside. On the evening of your temple retrieval, I noticed that your house was totally dark and no one seemed to be there. I went under my hood and tuned into your granddad's house, thinking I might find you there. You were there, all right. And I watched that whole horrible incident of your father disconnecting you. It was agony seeing you like that with nothing I could do to help you or protect you.
Papa meant well.
Maybe, but he hurt you, Oriana. That was plain to see.
I don't get it. Why were you put into the facility?
I was getting desperate trying to find you, trying to reach you somehow. Then, out of the blue, my mother took a hammer to my hood, demolishing it. She was screaming at me, saying I was wasting my time and my life looking for you, that someone like you would never be interested in someone like me. I went berserk.
Berserk how?
I hit her.
Oh gosh, Emmanuel, that doesn't sound like you. Did you hurt her?
Not really. I grabbed her in a chokehold and squeezed her neck, but I released her right away. It scared her more than anything. She made a big deal of it and insisted that I be put away. She said I'd become dangerous and that she didn't feel safe around me. Several islanders had been watching inside our house when the whole altercation happened. That's all it took. Island security showed up and took me straight to the facility.
That's terrible, Emmanuel. It must have been awful being in the facility.
I've been watching you and that's helped a lot.
Watching me? How?
In the facility, they disconnected me from VISHNEW, saying I'd lost the privilege of being connected. But they gave me access to a hood. I could go under the hood and see you, but you couldn't see me. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
Emmanuel hesitantly moves closer.
Oriana, you've matured into such a beautiful woman, so kind and intelligent.
Papa is in the facility. Have you seen him there?
No, but I think I've heard his voice. It's hard to say for sure. They keep us isolated from one another.
So if Papa has access to a hood, like you did, does that mean he can see and hear me?
Probably so.
That means if I try speaking to him directly and he happens to be under his hood when I do, or if he calls for me when I'm under there, then we can find each other and communicate, right?
Maybe so.
Emmanuel reaches for Oriana's hands, taking them into his. This time, she does not let go.
I've come to tell you goodbye, Oriana. I'm leaving Nantucket in the morning.
She snatches her hands away and presses them into her cheeks.
That can't be. No one leaves the island. The world out there is in ruins. Why would you leave? And if you do, you can never come back again. You know that, right?
I have no choice. It was an agreement my father made with the judge, the condition of me being released from the facility. I've been banished from Nantucket, Oriana.
I thought I'd lost you forever. You'd show up out of the blue and you're leaving again? Why did you even bother coming to see me?
It was selfish, and I'm sorry about that. I never meant to hurt you, Oriana, but I couldn't leave without seeing you. We have some kind of connection, Oriana. It's as if you're always with me somehow, in my heart or on my mind. I don't know if I have the strength to leave Nantucket without you. I only know that I couldn't go before letting you know that I love you, Oriana. I always have.
Oriana throws her arms around Emmanuel, pulling him to her chest and squeezing tight.
Please don't go, Emmanuel. I can't lose you again.
It's not up to me. I have no choice. I'm not leaving until morning. We have time to be together before I go. Let's find someplace we can be alone.
Where would that be? It's not even possible. Every place on this island is under Vishnew's domain. Anyone can see us anywhere we go.
I have an idea.
Emmanuel steps off the porch and under the streetlight. He picks up a sharp-edged stone and scratches onto a cobblestone. Number 7 Fair Street, 9 p.m. He points to the inscription. Oriana steps onto the sidewalk, bending over to read the writing on the stone. Inside the abandoned meeting house, they lie on a bench and touch each other in ways neither has ever been touched. Their passion affirms their mutual love. When Oriana wakes the next morning, Granddad is standing over her bed.
About time you woke up. It's almost noon. Get up.
I'm barely awake. I'm not ready to get up.
We need to talk.
About what?
You need to go. Leave here, I mean. Get out of here, Oriana. It's been long enough.
What's gotten into you?
It's time you had a mate, old girl.
I'll take a mate when I'm ready, and if you're throwing me out, then I'll go back to my real home and live there. When Papa is released, he and I will live there together, just like before.
No, you won't. You'll be mated is what. And I've got just the right person lined up for you.
Forget it, Granddad. I'm in love with Emmanuel.
Now you listen to me. Mating has nothing to do with love.
Papa loved Mama. Didn't you love Granny?
Wait a minute. Isn't Emmanuel that boy who tried to kill his mother? Haven't you heard? He's left Nantucket.
I've heard. And I know. I'll wait for him to come back.
Well, that'll never happen. He's gone for good, Oriana. And you'd better get that into that hard head of yours. Furthermore, Emmanuel has no rightful access to your eggs. Don't you want to have kids of your own? You can't with him.
I do want children, Granddad, but why can't Emmanuel and I...
Because for one, he's been banished, that's why. And for two, his genetics have been compromised. Vishnu won't allow it. Anyway, I've arranged for you to meet Connor Murphy. He seems to be a nice young man, and he's fertile, too.
I know who he is. I've seen him under my hood. Not interested.
It's not up to you, Oriana. Vishnu has decreed the match to be genetically optimal for procreation. Connor is coming here to speak with you in person. So, get out of bed and get dressed. And wear something pretty, would you?
Narration by Rosalind Byrne. Voices for Episode 4 performed by Louis Rainey, Larry Goldstein, Christina Reed, and William Savage. Recording by WTJU Studio in Charlottesville, Virginia. Produced by Book Publishing Pros and Savage Voices. Music by Jamie Sieber, I Carry You.